Welcome back. This is Shelby with the with the VTech 300 again. Now, just got back from National Open. Clock guy met me there. We made a lot of improvements on the clock. I want to explain all of them to you right now. First of all, our starting screen. Every clock you turn on always goes to the favorites. Why do they do that? Because they want to make it as easy as possible to get to your favorites. But the problem is, if you need to get into the programming menu, most people are lost on how to do it. What we did is we made it so that you get directly into the main menu. Now, second thing we did is we changed the light colors. You have to ask yourself, why would you change the light colors? And let me explain why. To show you why, what we're going to do is we're going to have a TD adjustment in the middle of a game. Choose a favorite. All right, let's just go with a game in 40, increment 5. Hit the center button, and we're ready. Now, when the game is started, you see that the light is now green. Before we had it as red, but red seemed counterintuitive. Red, in most cases, means stop. Why would it be stop if it's your turn? Green is go. If it's your turn, go and play your turn. Now, what we did is, let's say we play the game and the right side makes an illegal move. Hit the center button and you notice how the light turns red. If the clock is stopped, why shouldn't the light be red? It just makes sense. Now, let's say the tournament director comes over, realizes the right-hand side made an illegal move and needs to give an extra 2 minutes to the guy on the left-hand side. Hold the center button down and you'll notice the light is now blue. Blue is tournament director mode. So this way, even from 20 feet away, if you see our clock and you see the light is blue, you know it's being adjusted. Now, with our clock, the right side is adjust up, left side is adjust down. So we'd hit the right side twice, cycle through, and this is another new thing we did. Before, you would just hold the button back down and it would go back to the pause screen. Now you have to cycle through and you get to a separate screen. If you notice the left-hand side, it says 2 minutes TD adjust. The tournament director added 2 minutes to the left-hand side and you'll see both lights are on. Now, if this is correct, hold the center button down, you get back to the pause screen, hit the button once more, and the game keeps on going. Now, I'm going to turn the clock off and show you another thing. In the favorites, we're now up to 20 different favorites. So you can save 20 different time controls. So in most cases, you can just program every single control that you need to use into your favorite and save it into your favorites, and then you never have to reprogram again. Let's see how many favorites this clock has set on it. Let's see. It goes up to 20, but this clock only has 12 in it right now. Now, let's say you're a really active tournament player and you have 20 favorite settings and you don't want to mess with them. Now, the cool thing about this clock is, let's say you go to a tournament that has controls that you know you're never going to use again. So what you would do is, let's program a new setting. We would go to Time Controls, Create New. Let's just say a game in 10 with 2-second increment, which is something that they use at the National Open this year. That would be one phase, 10 minutes. Time delay, no. Select. Increment, we have to change that to yes. Went past it, 2-second increment. If you notice, the right button is up, left button is down. Select. And now, let's say we didn't want to save it and we just go to play. Hit the center button to select play, and then we play our game. Yep, let's say the clock gets turned off, and then we choose something out of our favorites, and we go, okay, we're going to play a game in 40. You play your game in 40. Then you go, oh my God, I got to go play the game in 10 with 2-second increment again. Normally, you would have to actually go back in and reprogram it. But with our clock, you would just turn the clock on, go to time controls. You have a global list which has 37 or 38 different presets in it, broken down into bullet, short, long, and multi-phase games. You would actually go to the recents list. The recents list will let you, the clock actually saves the last 9 controls that you've used. Doesn't matter if you favorited them or haven't. So we would select this and we go, okay, the last game we played was a game in 40 with 5-second increment. And then we'd cycle through and go, okay, there we go. We have a game in 10 with 2-second increment. And then we can go select it and then play. Now, one thing that we have taken off the clock is there's no more clock-to-clock transfer. That was going to require a lot of programming. We're still working on it, and it's eventually going to come out in a later version. Now, another cool thing that we've offered is a time adjustment mode. Okay, to get to the time adjustment mode, you go into Preferences. We have a FIDE mode, which makes the clock not do move counters. We also have increment mode, where you can choose between Fisher and Bronstein. And then we have time format. A lot of people like to see exactly how much time they have left, and they like in the Cronus how the Cronus goes to the tenths of the second. You choose this, and now you can have the clock go to tenths of a second. You can have it not ever go to the tenths of a second. You can have it go at a minute all the way up to, you can have tenths of a second up to, I'm pretty sure it's 59 minutes. Oh, it would have to be up to 60 minutes. It's nice so that the clock is adjustable. You can make it your own. Now, let's back up out of this. Hold the center button, hit the left button, and then, a lot of really nice settings that we can do, and this thing went over really well. I showed a lot of people at the National Open. The clock must have shown 200 people. Out of those 200 people, only one person was a little ambivalent, and he's always that way. I probably could have sold 100 clocks at this tournament. Beta test program is going to start in about 2 weeks, so make sure to get your info to AmericanChessEQ@yahoo.com or give me a call at 714-904-3400 so I can get you on the beta test program. And this clock, if everything goes well, we should have it for the US Open, where I'm going to be donating clocks to the Denker, Barber, and NGIT. Well, thanks for showing up and watching the video, and I'll be posting more soon.